What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Alex Pereira is once again in the spotlight, and this time it's because many in the MMA community believe he would get dominated by Khamzat in grappling. Recently, we covered Alex and Glover Teixeira responding to Khamzat and calling him out to a grappling match, making it clear they don't think Khamzat deserves a UFC fight with Alex because he simply hasn't earned it yet. Khamzat fired back quickly, essentially accepting the challenge and calling it easy money, which only added more fuel to the fire. Well, after his big win at UFC 322, bisangur Saskay, who knocked out Eric Makhachev in the third round, and then went on to call out both Bisping and Khamzat in his post-fight interview, has now shared his thoughts on Alex calling out Khamzat for a grappling match. According to him, the idea of Pereira grappling Khamzat is completely unrealistic. He compared it to himself trying to compete against Lionel Messi in football, saying the gap in skill and experience is just too massive. In his words, wrestling and grappling are completely different levels when Khamzat is involved, and Alex simply wouldn't stand a chance. Bisangur explained that maybe if Alex were challenging someone like KSI, then it would make sense as a competitive match. But when it comes to Khamzat, he believes the difference is so extreme that it wouldn't even be close. He said that Alex might be one of the most dangerous strikers on the planet, but when the fight goes to the mat, it becomes a completely different sport, and Khamzat lives in that world. When asked about an MMA fight instead of pure grappling, Bisangur did admit that Alex would have a better shot. With striking involved, the matchup becomes far more interesting because Pereira's power can change any fight instantly. However, he still believes Khamzat would end up beating him, even in MMA. He pointed out that Khamzat's pressure, pace, and grappling-heavy style would eventually overwhelm Alex, the same way it has overwhelmed so many others. Overall, Bisangur made it clear that while Alex is elite in his own realm, grappling with Khamzat is a completely different challenge, one that heavily favors the Chechen star every single time. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Garry is already looking far beyond his upcoming showdown with Belal Muhammad, making it clear that if he gets the win, he wants nothing less than a title shot against Islam Makhachev. In a recent interview with the UFC, Garry spoke with full confidence about what comes next, saying he respects Islam but believes the champion hasn't faced anyone like him yet. According to Garry, competitors are meant to compete, and if Islam is the best in the world right now, then beating Belal should be his ticket to challenge the top man in the division. He stated firmly that once he wins this fight, he should be next in line. That's it. End of discussion. Garry went on to explain the standards he holds for himself every time he steps into the cage. He said his expectations are sky high, and he plans to deliver a performance that cements him as a true contender. He wants to make a statement out of Belal on Saturday night, showing the world without any doubt that he's the best. He emphasized that his goal is to make everything obvious, evident, and impossible to deny. In his view, there should be no argument after this weekend. He spoke passionately about proving not just that he belongs at the top, but that he is the best welterweight walking the planet right now. Garry said once he handles his business against Belal, the next logical step is Islam, and the fight has to happen. He insisted that his skills, mindset, and momentum make him the clear challenger, and that Islam will eventually have to face him. With the confidence of a future champion and the urgency of a man chasing greatness, Garry laid out his vision for the division. He wins on Saturday, he leaves no doubts, and he earns his shot at Islam next. Moving on to another news. Dan the Crazy Man Hooker is back at it again, lighting up the UFC Media Day with one of the wildest stories of the week. Speaking ahead of his upcoming fight with Arman, Hooker explained exactly how this matchup came to be, and according to him, none of it was accidental. He said he'd been getting asked non-stop how he felt when the fight landed on his desk, but the truth was far more chaotic. Hooker flew all the way to UFC Perth, and the moment he arrived, he started nagging Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby to make this fight happen. He straight up told them, "Please let me slap the out of this man. Let me get him out of the way." He reminded them he already dealt with Gamerot, and now he wanted Armen next, adding that once he handled that business, they should give him a damn title shot. Hooker went on to talk about Armen's comments, saying Armen claimed he would wrestle and wear him out. Hooker actually laughed at that, saying the beauty of wrestling is that it makes both fighters tired, not just one. He added that the difference is simple. He can fight while he's exhausted. In his words, it's an easy fight for the fans to follow. Feet on the ground is good, feet in the air is not good, making it clear he expects a gritty, draining scrap, but one he feels ready for. Later, when the topic shifted to his supposed beef with Paddy Pimblet, Hooker admitted he had no idea they were even going back and forth. He was told Paddy had issues with something he said, and Hooker just laughed, explaining he talks so much these days that he can't even remember who he upsets anymore. When reminded, Paddy once called him full of it. Hooker shrugged it off. He also recalled Paddy saying he sucked at jiu-jitsu, but Hooker dismissed it as nothing worth losing sleep over, making it clear he's not bothered by trash talk and has bigger things to focus on as fight night approaches. Moving on to another news, Plessis has finally opened up about his loss to Khamzat, a fight that the entire MMA community still talks about. Back in August, fans witnessed one of the most dominant performances in recent UFC history when Khamzat defeated Plessis for the middleweight title. The moment was shocking, intense, and decisive, and after that night, Plessis largely went quiet, offering nothing more than a short, humble message on social media. He took full responsibility for the loss, refusing to blame anyone or anything, saying he had absolutely no excuses, that he was beaten by the better fighter on that night, and that he was grateful for the honor of sharing the octagon with his opponent. Now, a new video has surfaced, showing Plessis speaking more deeply about that loss during what appears to be an ad for Crypto.com. The ad features clips of the fight, moments of struggle, and scenes of him leaving the arena afterward. Although we can't play the footage, Plessis' words from the clip hit hard. He says that in these moments, they are not defeated, they are human, and being human is the most courageous thing of all. He explains that these moments aren't just about surviving, they are where champions are born. He talks about bravery, describing it as the heart's ability to endure loss and still stand tall, something he believes exists inside everyone. He reflects on the quiet moments that shape a fighter, the years of development that no setback can erase. No one can take that from him, he says, and for him, the journey continues. The message builds to a powerful declaration as he states, "I am Plessis, born brave, and I will be back." The delivery, paired with the visuals of his fight and aftermath, creates an emotional punch that resonates with anyone who's ever taken a hard loss and refused to let it define them. The clip doesn't just show a fighter recovering from defeat, it shows a man rebuilding his fire. And honestly, it's the kind of moment that sends chills straight through you. Moving on to another news, Belal Muhammad looked genuinely caught off guard when Garry suddenly approached him for a face-to-face moment ahead of their UFC Qatar co-main event in Doha. Despite the heated trash talk over the past few weeks, the interaction turned out far more respectful than anyone expected. Belal, who seemed a bit confused at first, stood up as Garry walked over, offering a handshake and a calm smile. Garry told him there were no bad intentions, making it clear he simply wanted to say hello before fight week kicked into full gear. Their brief exchange felt surprisingly friendly. Garry asked how things were going, and Belal responded in a relaxed tone, saying he was good and just chilling. Garry wished him a great week, encouraged him to enjoy his food, and repeated that everything was all good between them. The moment ended with mutual respect, a sharp contrast to the fiery buildup surrounding their upcoming matchup. Moving on to another news. The MMA community has been buzzing about Armen and his insane body transformation ahead of this weekend's fight. Over the past few days, several photos have been circulating across social media, showing Armen looking absolutely shredded. His physique has shocked a lot of fans, with many saying this might be the best shape he has ever been in. Honestly, his body is one of the top 5 I've personally seen in the UFC. The definition, the muscle mass, the proportions, everything looks unreal. What makes it even more absurd is the fact that he still manages to cut all the way down to 155. For someone with that kind of upper body size, it just doesn't seem possible. Even though Arman is listed at just 5'7", his frame in these new photos makes him look like he could easily be fighting at middleweight. He looks thick, dense, and incredibly powerful. Naturally, the MMA community had a lot to say about this transformation. Fans jumped into the comments, writing things like, "Bro looks like an action figure," and "MF body looks like an action figurine." Others said, "What, the bro's looking jacked, thought it was photoshopped at first," and "Best shape in UFC." One fan even wrote, "Purple shorts for Armen this weekend," hinting at the classic signal of someone coming in ready for a statement performance. But with the compliments came the jokes too. People questioned how he keeps making 155, writing, "How the hell does this guy make 155? Others started poking fun at the little marks on his abs seen in the pictures, with comments like, "The mosquito bites are shameless," and "The needle mark on the second ab is hysterical." That quickly sparked the usual debates, with some fans suggesting there's something suspicious going on, while others defended him by saying, "Stop spreading rumors," and insisting it's just people overreacting. There were also sarcastic comments like, "It's just a coincidence that so many jacked fighters have injection marks on their abdominal muscles. Just a coincidence." Of course, this kind of talk always pops up whenever a fighter shows up looking insanely ripped, especially during fight week. Overall, the reaction has been wild. Fans are stunned by how good Arman looks physically, and regardless of the debates or jokes, everyone seems to agree on one thing. He's coming into this fight looking like an absolute beast. Moving on to another news, Fight Week chaos has struck again as a major matchup on the UFC Qatar main card has been shaken up at the very last moment. The event is set for this weekend, and as always, something unexpected had to happen. Late last night, it was revealed that Sergey Spivak has officially pulled out of his scheduled fight against Shamil Gaziev. The exact reason for Spivak's withdrawal remains unknown for now, leaving fans surprised and wondering what went wrong so close to the event. Fortunately for the promotion, the UFC managed to secure a replacement with only 3 days left before fight night, and the choice definitely caught everyone's attention. Stepping in on extremely short notice is Waldo Cortes Costa, who is fresh off a wild fight just 3 weeks ago at the Austin card. In that bout, he suffered a nasty eye poke from one of Tom Aspinall's teammates, battled through it, and still came out with the win, showing grit that likely played a role in the UFC calling him for this opportunity. The news was first reported by Carlos Contreras Legaspi, and shortly after, Waldo Cortes Costa reacted to the announcement on social media with a fiery message. He wrote, "Anytime, anytime, just a call away. Thanks, Dana. See you Saturday in Qatar. I'm proving I'm a real pirate. 3 days notice. I'm born to fight, coming for everybody." His response made it clear he's embracing the challenge, fully aware of how big this moment could be for his career. Despite the sudden change, the UFC appears committed to keeping this matchup on the main card, showing confidence that the replacement fight will maintain the excitement and energy of the event. Shamil Gaziev now finds himself facing a completely different opponent with almost no time to adjust, while Waldo Cortes Costa steps into a high-pressure situation with nothing to lose and everything to gain. This kind of last-minute drama is exactly what fight fans have come to expect during big UFC weeks. Whether it's a cancellation, a surprise replacement, or someone stepping up in heroic fashion, the unpredictability only adds to the hype leading into Saturday night. With the switch now official, all eyes turn to how Gaziev responds and how Cortes Costa performs under the spotlight on such short notice. Moving on to another news, Arman is already looking ahead to what could be one of the biggest moments of his career if he gets past Dan Hooker this Saturday at UFC Qatar. Armen made it clear that if he delivers a strong performance and scores a good finish, he plans to call out Ilia right there inside the octagon. He wants Ilia to step into the cage for a face-off and start building the hype for what he believes should be the next title fight. Ilia will already be in the arena, supporting his brother Alexander, who is set to fight Begzad Al-Makan on the same card. Armen said this is the perfect opportunity to make that moment happen and push the division forward. He also spoke on the state of the lightweight division and referenced the recent title fight between JDM and Islam. Armen didn't hold back, saying that watching that fight felt like watching a champion compete against an amateur. He said Islam showed a completely different level of skill and control, proving he's far better than anyone else in the division right now. In Armen's words, Islam is truly pound-for-pound material, and even at 170 pounds, it's going to be incredibly difficult for anyone to beat him. He emphasized how dominant Islam looked and how that performance only motivated him further. Another big detail that came out is that Khamzat will be in Arman's corner at UFC Qatar. This isn't new territory for the two, as Arman was in Khamzat's corner for his fight against Plessis at UFC 319. They've been training together for months, building chemistry and pushing each other to improve. Their bond looks strong, and it shows even in training clips where Khamzat is seen hyping Arman up as he grinds through tough workout sets. Khamzat shouts encouragement, pushes the pace, and keeps the energy high, telling Arman to stay smart, keep working, and keep building the mindset needed to break records. The dynamic between them highlights a partnership built on intensity and mutual respect. Arman seems locked in, Khamzat seems fully invested, and together, they look like a duo preparing for something big. With a massive fight ahead, the momentum is clearly on Arman's side, and if he wins, his plan to call out Ilia could set the stage for one of the most anticipated lightweight title fights in recent memory. Moving on to another news, Dana White has suspended a UFC fighter after reports emerged that she tested positive for PEDs. Yesterday, the MMA community learned that Yasmine Lucindo tested positive for Misterolone. Lucindo currently holds a 5-2 record in the UFC and is coming off a victory over Angela Hill. She was scheduled to fight Jillian Robertson on December 13th, but this positive test has put the bout on hold. Misterolone is a substance commonly used to treat low testosterone or hypogonadism in men, which has sparked significant concern given Lucindo's status as a professional female fighter. After receiving her suspension, Lucindo's team firmly denied any wrongdoing. They are working closely with the CSAD and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, NSAC, to determine whether a contaminated substance could be the cause of the positive test. Lucindo's manager, Thiago Okamura, spoke to MMA Junkie to provide more details. He explained that in late September, Yasmine was flagged for metabolites of a prohibited substance. However, she had been tested in August after her previous fight, which returned negative, and tested again in October, which also came back negative. Okamura emphasized that Lucindo has not knowingly used any prohibited substances. Based on the type and amount of metabolites detected, he believes this is a case of contamination rather than intentional use. The team is collaborating with Free Sports and the UFC to identify the source of contamination and ensure transparency for all parties involved. Since the test occurred while Lucindo was scheduled to fight in Las Vegas, the NSAC has jurisdiction over the situation. Her team is working with the commission to clear the matter and provide answers. 2 supplements have already been identified that align with the timeline of the tests, and these samples have been sent to SEMAR-L Labs in Utah for comprehensive testing. The hope is to uncover the exact cause of the positive result and maintain full transparency. Yasmine Lucindo, at just 23 years old, remains a very young and promising prospect in the UFC. The outcome of the investigation will be crucial for her career, her upcoming fights, and her standing within the organization. Her team and the UFC are committed to resolving the issue carefully and transparently to ensure fairness and clarity for everyone involved.